This is a Mussar Lesson on Persian Acharei Mot and Kedoshim. If you notice Persian Acharei Mot and Kedoshim, it's very interesting. It's a repetition in these two parashiyot. Because the parasha talks about the women that you are not allowed to marry, and it is repeated in both parashot, in Acharei Mot, at the end of the Acharei Mot, and at the end of the Kedoshim. Now, why do we need this repetition? Now, if you notice, it's not repetition. First parasha of Acharei Mot talks about what you are not allowed to marry. Torah says, don't marry. You are not allowed to marry your mother, your sister, your aunt, and so on. Ish. Therefore, over there, Torah talks about don't do. Now, there is a rule in Torah, very important rule in Chinuch. Torah says that en unshin elokim mashirin. What does mean en unshin elokim mashirin? Means we don't give punishment till we make sure that the warn the person that these things also should not be done. You don't find any place in Torah that gives the punishment, but it didn't tell us the Torah that you should not do it. And that gives us a very important lesson in Chinuch. You're not allowed to punish a child till you make sure that you told him what you want from him. As long as he doesn't know that thing was wrong, you're not allowed to punish him. You have to be a very clear message, this is wrong. And therefore, the first parasha in Torah says, don't do Acharei Mot at the end of the Acharei Mot. And then in the end of the Kedoshim, Torah says, what are the punishments? Torah says, there is a repetition. Torah says, don't do, don't marry your sister, don't marry Eshet Ish, don't have marital relationship with your aunt. And Torah over here says different punishment. Some of them are the mitah with the betin, some of them is sekila, some of them stoning, serefa, all of them goes through. Now the question is like this: in Torah, usually, when it says don't do, right away it says the punishment. Punishment right away is clear. Here we have at the end of the parashat Acharei Mot, don't do. Then we have all Kedoshim, the parasha of Kedoshim, that talks about all of the inyanim of Kedoshim to you, and we have all of the dinim Kedoshim to you. At the end of the parashat Kedoshim, Torah says the punishment for Arayot. Now the question is, why did Torah separate between saying the command not to do and the punishment? Usually punishment are very close to command, right after the command. Now that opens a new window and understanding of Arayot, marital relationship, and getting involved in type of studying, how to go about it. In other words, what's punishment in Torah? A lot of people think punishment is taking revenge, especially that we do punishment. It's something wrong, I have to do something to him. No. Why? Because I want to empty out myself. I want to take revenge. It bothered me, I want to take revenge from him. And as long as I don't take revenge, I'm not okay. I want to take revenge. Therefore, that is the purpose of the punishment. But Torah's view of punishment is much different. Torah is not taking revenge. Punishment is the prevention in Torah. Means to say, we have to create an avira, we have to create education for them not to do. The punishment is to stop it from doing. If a child comes to your father and says, Abba, slap on my face, I want to do this, it shows that you failed in chinuch. Because the purpose of the punishment is not to be given. And the Yorain Makot says, if a bedin kills three people, it's called, this bedin is called bedin of murderer. They're killer. Why? They just listen to Torah. Torah says, you have to eradicate evil from your midst. Therefore, why are they called Atrani, murderer? Because the purpose of the punishment is not to be given. Bedin has to create education, has to create whatever we need to do to prevent them from doing it. Now it's unbelievable the sort Torah is teaching us in adultery and all of the averot has to do with marital relationship. Torah tells us don't do. No, Torah should tell us the punishment to prevent us. Torah is telling us in this inyanim, just telling you punishment to prevent you is not enough. You have to create your value system in your Kedoshim. You have to change your value system of how becoming a mensch. This has to do with menschach. It has to do with all of the point of Kedoshim figure. If you want to stop these things, just telling you there is a punishment on our papa doesn't help you. You have to become a different person. First of all, Kedoshim, you watch the kedusha. Torah says you have to respect your parents. You have to stay away from avodah zarah. You should not steal. You should not hate your brother. You should not lie. You should be honest person. Don't curse. Any dirt that comes with you, that is an obstacle to make you to clean up yourself. To really be clean in this area, you have to change your value system. Your values has to become different. Once your values become different, both become different. It's unbelievable study. There's some young people that all of them, unfortunately, they got into very dirty machzor with women. And one of them didn't. And they asked him, what kept you? What kept you? What kept you like that? He says, I grew up in a family that they gave me discipline of life. Lying was a big avera for me. Betraying, big avera for me. And be responsive to the things, be responsible. And I didn't convince myself to do something like that and betray my parents, betray my family, betray my society. I felt this is not something that I could do. No matter how much desire, no matter how much time I came, but the fact that these things kept me, I was able not to fall into trap. So this is the parasha. Parasha is telling you, don't do, but then Kedoshim tell you, this is the way. In other words, the person wants to kill. Now, even Yosef Asadi, friends, he said, how could I do this sin when Yachad Kollel, I came to him? What did he say? He said, that how could I do that avla to my boss and chatati l'Elokim? Says the avla to wrongdoing to my master that saved me, he said first, and then chatati l'Elokim. Because in this type of avera, the fact that the tangible, betraying your boss, betraying people, that is a bigger factor that helps a person. Therefore, Torah says this way, the real prevention for this avera is changing the value system of understanding of the chashivut of Adam and working out with people and understanding and being honest. All of these things all together makes the person to be careful not to get trapped.